Guys, this is Tauna, and today we have over 100 new Avatar: The Last Airbender cards. We are not going to slow down because there is a huge amount of stuff to cover here. This is the first look at the beginner box, which, while it is designed for beginners, is going to have a huge amount of cards that are going to be great for everyone, I think. Having a look at them, I don't think that they're all like, weak necessarily beginner cards, which is good. I'm very excited to kind of go through these. These were shared over on IGN, and if you do hate IGN's website as much as I do, it really sucks. I cannot even copy paste from it. So if you do, make sure you subscribe because I've got it all here for you instead, so that way you don't have to go to IGN. So let's start off. We've got two different tutorial decks. These are designed to be the first thing that you play getting into Magic. They are pre-shuffled, already in the order that you need to be in, and there's going to be a tutorial to go alongside it that tells you essentially how to play. Me and my almost 7-year-old did it with the Foundations one, and it was really great because it pieces you through what you should do to kind of get a feeling for the first kind of, game that you're playing here. So we've got wow, my brain's broken. Aang Air Nomad here with Flying and Vigilance, and then it gives other creatures you control Vigilance, and you'll see that they've got the little reminder text. Now, some of these cards are going to be from the TLE set. So that is the Avatar: The Last Airbender Eternal Legal set. So they're not going to be standard legal. You're not going to find them in your normal booster packs and everything. These are going to be exclusive to either here or potentially in the collector boosters as well. We'll have to see. But they're very simple cards to kind of start you out with the game. But I don't think that they're necessarily weak. So we've got Aang Nomad there. We've got Aang's Defense. It gives a target blocking creature +2/+2 and then draw a card. And you'll see down here, you'll either see it down here as TLE or you'll see it up here with the Aang's glider there instead of the normal kind of Aang's forehead that is there with the normal set. We've got the Aardvark Sloth here, and they actually included a lot of the critters in here, which is really cool, especially for newer players, especially if they're young, my son's going to love seeing this thing. We've got Upper. Aang's Companion here has flying. Whenever Upper attacks another target attacking creature without flying, gains flying until end of turn. Katara, Heroic Healer. She's got lifelink, and then whenever she enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. We've got Momo Rambunctious Rascal here. He's got flying, and when he enters, he's going to deal 4 damage to target tapped creature an opponent controls. Path to Redemption. You're going to see this one a couple times here. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And then you can pay 5, sacrifice the aura. So whoever casts it can sacrifice it. And it's going to exile that target creature and then create a 1/1 white ally creature token. We've got the Razor Rings here. When it's an instant and then it deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain life equal to the excess damage dealt this way. Sledding Otter Penguin is an otter bird that has pay 3, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Soccer Wolf Cove's Protector here. He's got just Vigilance. He's just a plain Vigilance attacker, but he's relatively strong, right? He's a 3/3 for 3 with Vigilance is not awful. Tundra Wall, it's just a wall. It's just a wall. It's got Defender. It's going to be allowing you to be able to block and stuff, which is cool. Wolf Cove Villager, it pays 1. It's pays 1, and then it enters tap because it's a 2/2, which is relatively strong for white, having a 2/2 for 1, I think. I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that seems okay for a beginner kind of card. Next up, we've got the Zuko tutorial. So, yeah, there's one for Aang, and then there's one for Zuko, and this is the Zuko one there. This is Zuko Avatar Hunter, which is the eternal version of Zuko. He's got Reach, and then whenever you cast a red spell, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token. So by a red spell, it means any instant sorceries, creatures, enchantments, anything like that that's got red in the color identity. He's got, you got Capital Guard here, which is just a 2/2 for 2 there. Just no kind of ability text or anything like that. Dragon Moose. It's a dragon moose that's got haste. 3/3 with haste is not too bad. Explosive Shot deals 4 damage to target creature as at sorcery speed. Fire Nation Soldier here, cost 3, has haste, 3/2. Fire Nation's Conquest just gives creatures you control +1 and +0. Next up, we've got Iroh, Firebending Instructor. Whenever he attacks, attacking creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn. Komodo Rhino here. It's just a trample, big lizard. Run amok. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. That's an interesting card. I would have expected to see that within like green, probably not within red, but I'm not going to complain about it because it's pretty cool. Warship Scout here, just a simple 1-drop for that's going to be a 2/1. No abilities there. And Zhao, the Seething Flame. He's got Menace. He's a big 5/5, which is pretty decent. Zuko's offense. Zuko deals 2 damage to any target. So assumably within the tutorial, Zuko is going to use Zuko's offense, and then the player who's playing Aang is going to use Aang's defense. Next up, we've got the allies. So there's going to be a bunch, like there's 10 other ones essentially that aren't like the ones designed for the tutorial, that are just jumpstart packs that you're going to be able to get in here as well. As I said, you know, these are going to have a mix of cards that are eternal legal, so they're not going to be standard legal. You're not going to get them within your normal booster packs and stuff. And then other cards that are going to be like your normal standard legal, get them from booster packs, etc. So we've got Suki Kyoshi Warrior. So assumably this is going to be like the signboard, I can't remember the exact name for it, card for Selesnya within the main set. So her power is equal to the number of creatures you control, and then whenever she attacks, create a 1/1 white ally creature token that's tapped and attacking. Aang the Last Airbender. So this is like the Aang from the very start of the game. Start of the show. He's got flying. When he enters, you airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. That does not even need to be your own. You can bend someone else's stuff, send it back to their hand, and then whenever you cast a lesson spell, he's going to gain lifelink until end of turn. We've got Airbending Lesson here, which is just airbend target non-land permanent, so you get to airbend away someone else's stuff or your own thing if you want to protect it, and then draw a card. And then because this is also a lesson, then Aang is then going to be able to gain that airbending, that the lifelink as well. We've got Allied Teamwork. When it enters, create a 1/1 white ally creature token, and then allies you control get +1/+1. So ally is a creature type that you'll see up here, and this set, this like booster pack is obviously all built around kind of having a whole bunch of allies. We've got the Avatar Enthusiast here with the guy frothing at his mouth because he's that excited to see the Avatar. We've already seen this card before. The Glider Kids flying, and then when it enters, scry 1, and it's again an ally. Jang's Deserters, Zhongzhong's, just I don't know how to pronounce that. Sorry. These were the Fire Nation Deserters, which is, yeah, I love to see it. It was just, the show is just such a masterpiece. The Kyoshi Warrior Guard here, just a normal creature, no ability or anything like that, but relatively like, you know, bulky 2/3. Master Piando here, he's got first strike. When he attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an ally, equipment, or lesson card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. See, this is the kind of thing that is a decent kind of size text box for something that's a beginner product. So it's relatively straightforward, right? Like, I think most people who can read it will know what to do, but it's good to see. And this card's also within the base set too. We've got the Mechanical Glider here, which is an equipment that just gives something flying, and when it enters it, you get to attach it to target creature you control. The Path to Redemption that we saw earlier on. All right, next up we've got the Rabaroo Troop here, which is just hilarious. It's a rabbit kangaroo. When a land you control enters, it gains flying until end of turn, and you gain life. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is the cabbage merchant sitting back here being like, my cabbages! We've got the Thriving Hearth here, so there's going to be obviously these in here to just kind of help when you grab 2 of these jumpstart packs, because you meant to grab 2, you shuffle them together to form your deck. This lets you like mana fix yourself if you haven't managed to draw whatever other color you're meant to have there. Next up, we've got the spells. So this one here is non-creature spell casting, and we've got the Water Master here, Master Paku. He's got prowess. Whenever he becomes tapped, target player mills X cards, where X is the number of lesson cards in your graveyard. So you can tell there's going to be a bunch of lessons in this one. Abandoned attachments here is a lesson. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. First time flyer, flying, and then as long as you've got a lesson in your graveyard, it gets +1/+1. The Geyser Leaper here, it's got flying and then Waterbend 4, so that means that you can pay 4 to activate this ability, and that 4 you can reduce it by tapping your artifacts or creatures, and you draw a card, then discard a card. All right, we've got the Iguana Parrot here, which is a lizard bird pirate. It's got flying, vigilance, prowess. I love this thing. It's one of the companions for the pirates that's like, you know, with them and everything, and it's just really cool. I love it. It'll quench you. I love this set. It's so good. Pay 2, you can counter target spell unless it's control pays 2. But the best part here is the it's the flavor text. Drink cactus juice. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest. Lost in the spirit world here. Pay 3. Return up to 1 target creature to its owner's hand. Create a 1/1 color spirit creature token with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Rowdy Snowballers, when it enters, tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Serpent to the Pass, if there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard, you may cast it as if it had flash, and it costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. The Turtle Seals, just a vigilance creature. We've got Water Whip here as an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend 5. So you got to pay 2 for it, and then also Waterbend 5, but obviously that 5 you can reduce by tapping your artifacts and creatures. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand and draw 2 cards. You can also do that to your own creatures if you wanted to be able to recast them or whatever, or like just to, you can't use it to avoid stuff because it's a sorcery speed, but you can still, like, you know, return your own stuff if you wanted to. Now the Barrels of Blasting Jelly, you pay 1 to add 1 mana of any color, so you can use it to like cycle your mana. So if you've only got, like, you know, blue mana but you need white, then you can use this. And then you can also pay 5, tap it, sacrifice it to deal 5 damage to target creature. And then finally the Thriving Island here. We've got Waterbending, so obviously, you know, that one there was around more the lessons and everything. This is more around the water bending stuff. So we've got the Katara Bending Prodigy, which is the first version of Katara that you meet within the show. At the beginning of your end step, if she is tapped, put a +1/+1 counter onto her, and then Waterbend 6, draw a card. It took until this moment, like when I was seeing this card, to realize that a lot of the water bends don't require you to tap that creature. So you can technically, you know, tap Katara to water bend. Like, you know, it doesn't require you to tap other artifacts or creatures. So you can tap her to draw this card and everything. We've got the Bender's Water Skin here. Untap it during each other player's untap step, and then also you tap it to add 1 mana of any color. That's really interesting. That's really interesting to see on just a normal, like, mana rock. Yeah, that's really great. We've got Cat Owl. Whenever it attacks, untap target artifact or creature. Deny entry, counter target creature spell, draw a card, then discard a card. Next up, we've got the Flexible Waterbender here. This one's interesting. It's got vigilance, and then you can waterbend 3, so you can do this at any time at, you know, instant speed to essentially switch its base power and toughness, so it becomes a 5/2 until end of turn. The Flying Dolphin Fish here, it's just it's a whale fish that has flying. The Giant Koi, Waterbend 3, it can't be blocked until this and can't be blocked this turn. It's also got island cycling, so you can, you know, discard it to draw, search for an island from your deck too. Otter Penguin, whenever you draw your second card each turn, this creature gets +1/+2 until end of turn and can't be blocked. Soccer Lateral Strategist, so this is probably the, like, signpost, Azorius card for the set, I guess, which is around drawing cards, maybe. I'm not sure. He's got vigilance, and then whenever him and another creature attack, at least one other creature attack, draw a card. The Terror of Serpent's Pass. So I think that's 2 cards around this serpent as well. But this one here is just from like the Eternal set. So it's just got hexproof. It's just a big 8/8 with hexproof. And then Waterbending lesson. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you Waterbend 2. That's interesting as well to see the Waterbend 2 on there instead of the part of an activated ability. It's just a keyword. And then Watery Grasp, enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. And then you can pay like Waterbend 5 to make someone shuffle it in. So if they're trying to like, remove your enchant on it, I guess, then you can, Waterbend that 5 to get them to shuffle it into their deck. And then Thriving Island. We've got the attacking. So this is find ways to always attack. So this is going to be built around just, attack triggers and pure black here. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, draw a card and put a +1/+1 onto this creature. The Cat Gator. Interesting, it says Cat Gator. Oh, because it's a catfish gator. Okay, yep. Got lifelink. When it enters, it deals damage equal to the number of swamps you control to any target. Keep in mind, because it's got lifelink and this, it's going to, when you deal this damage, you're also going to heal that much. We've got Corrupt Court Official. I just saw this episode last night in my rewatch. It's freaking hilarious. When it enters, target opponent discards a card. Yep, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Dali Indoctrination. Choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent card from it. That player discards that card, or you can Earthbend 2. And the flavor tech. There is no war in Busting Say. Great. Epic Downfall here with Azula getting defeated. Exile target creature with mana value 3 or greater at 2 costs as well. That's not too bad. The Fire Nation Ambushes here just got Flash. Heartless Act. So this is a reprint, and God, it's such a great reprint here. Choose one. Destroy target creature with no counters on it, or remove up to 3 counters from target creature. Next up, we've got High Bay Spirit of Balance. So again, this is probably one of the signpost ones for the main set. When it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, put 2 +1/+1 counters onto High Bay Spirit of Balance. And then when it leaves, put its counters on target creature you control. We've got the Lion Vulture here. It's a cat bird. With flying at the beginning of your end step, if an opponent lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and draw a card. Merchant of Many Hats. You can pay 3 to return this creature card from your graveyard to your hand. The Pretend Poxbearers. I saw this episode as well last night, and it's hilarious. So they're essentially just pretending to have the they use the pentapusses, which we'll see in a second, to give themselves to look like they've got the pentapox so that they can sneak out. Hilarious. And then here's the pentapus as well. When it enters, Surveil 1, you can pay 3, tap an untapped creature you control to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And then finally, the Thriving More to go with it. We've got counters. Buff up your team. It's just counters based. We've got Azula Always Lies, which is an interesting lesson. That is interesting to be a lesson. The lesson is that Azula always lies. Choose one or both. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, or you can do both. We've got Buzzard Wasp Colony. It's bird insect. When it enters, you may sacrifice another artifact or creature. If you do, draw a card. And then whenever another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on this creature. So it's going to get all the counters, which is really cool. Dali Indoctrination, which I saw already. The Earth Village Ruffians here. So this is just a common that you're going to find within the normal set. When it dies, Earthbend 2. We got the Elephant Rat. An Elephant Rat. That's a card. Feed the Swarm. Oh, this is such a great reprint to see, as well as the fact that the art is just great. It's great overall. Fire Nation Engineer. At the beginning of your end step, if you attack this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature or vehicle you control. The Fire Nation Sentinels, whenever a non-token creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That's really cool. That's really interesting. Gillicorn, it's got a Death Touch 1/1. Hog Monkey at the beginning of combat on your turn. Target creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it gets Menace. And we've got Exhaust coming back as well. That was obviously just within Aether Drift, so it's interesting to see Exhaust back already. We've got Long Feng, Grand Secretariat. Secretariat? I don't know how to pronounce that. Again, most likely the Signpost uncommon for the main set. Whenever another creature you control or a land you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And then Ozai's, this is absolute fucking peak. I love it. This is the lesson, right? This is Ozai's cruelty. This is where Firelord Ozai teaches his son respect. He's like, trying to teach him to respect his father, respect the Fire Lord. And it's where Zuko gets his iconic scar, and it's just absolutely amazing. We've got, and then finally the Thriving Maw here. Firebending, we've got Zuko exiled Prince. So this is like the main set Zuko that is not the one that we've already seen. He's just got Firebending 3, pay 3, exile the top card of your library. You can play it, this card this turn. The Deserter's Disciple here, you can tap it. Another target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. So it enables you to be able to get those attacks in with your Firebending. Fire Nation Archers here, it's got reach, and then you can pay 5 to make it deal 2 damage to each opponent and then create a 2/2 red. So the good thing about these is that they're instant speed, so you can do this during combat when you've got that Firebending extra mana there. The Fire Sages here, just Firebending 1, and then you can pay 3 to put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. How to start a riot, which is a great lesson to learn, obviously. Target creature gets menace until end of turn, and creatures target player controls get +2/+0 until end of turn. Nice banner for your creatures, as well as just making it so one creature's less likely to get blocked. Lightning Strike, just Azula Lightning Striking. Great reprint to see, and just amazing art as well. Loyal Fire Sage here, it's got Firebending 1, and then you can pay 5 to create a white ally creature token. Mongoose Lizard is just a Mongoose Lizard. It's got literally Mongoose Lizard. It's there. When it enters, it deals 1 damage to any target. Roku's Mastery. Roku's Mastery deals X damage to target creature. If X is 4 or greater, scry 2. So you need to pump 6 into this if you're doing it during combat, if you want to make use of that Firebending mana. Rough Rhino Cavalry. It's got Firebending 2, and then again, Exhaust. Pay 8, and you're going to put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature against trample until end of turn, and you can technically exhaust during combat as well. There's no limit on it, so you can do that with the Firebending mana that you get. And then Vindictive Warden here, it's got Menace, Firebending 1, pay 3, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Ulan Archers, when it enters, you may discard a card. If you do draw a card, very simple, looting, or not, rummaging, I think it's rummaging. And then Thriving Bluff. We've got Earthbending, wield lands in combat. First up, we've got Toph, the Blind Bandit. When she enters, you're going to Earthbend 2, and then her power is equal to the number of +1/+1 counters on lands that you control. Badger Mole, when it enters, it's again just a Badger Mole. When it enters, Earthbend 2, creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have trample. Boomy, I love this one. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Eclectic Earthbender. When it enters, you Earthbend 1, and then whenever you attack, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each land creature that you control. We've got the Earth Kingdom Soldier here, which has Vigilance, and when it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Earth Rumble, it's going to Earthbend 2, and when you do, choose up to 1 target creature you control, and it's going to fight target creature an opponent controls. So that's interesting because you get the Earthbending to buff up or create a creature, and then also get to do the fighting. Earth Village Ruffians. We've seen this one before. And the Earthbending lesson, we saw that one before within the preview stream. Whoops. And then, Explore. Just a reprint of Explore, which is great. It's a great card to see, as well as the fact that it's going to have, obviously, in-universe art then, which is really cool. Haru hidden talent here. Whenever another ally you control enters, so that's any ally enters, you're going to get to Earthbend 1, which is going to be good because now you can continuously Earthbend then potentially. And then Pillar Launch. I love the flavor text here. Toph hated flying. Launching, however, was a trajectory under her control. It's just such a tough thing to want to be in control, and it's really cool. I love it. The Rebellious Captives here has got Exhaust 6, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature, and then Earthbend 2. And Rocky Rebuke, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls, and that's an instant speed and only costs you 2 too. And then Thriving Grove to go alongside it. Big creatures battle with the biggest, and I love this. We'll show you that card in a minute. It's first up, we've got the Eel Hounds. So this one here is a fish dog. Whenever this creature attacks, another creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. And here we've got Flopsy. Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. The episode when you've got Flopsy here and Aang's chasing after the other little bunny thing, thinking that was Flopsy, when it's actually this huge freaking thing that's chasing, was just great. When it enters, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control, and then each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. I've got the Hippo Cows here, which is a Hippo Ox, because I guess we don't have a cow tag, so Ox is the closest there. Frog Squirrels, which is a frog squirrel. Hog Monkey Rampage. Choose target creature you control and target creature an opponent controls. Put a +1/+1 counter on the creature you control if it has power 4 or greater. Then they fight each other. We've got Match the Odds. Create a 1/1 white ally creature token and then put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature your opponents control. In Commander, that is going to be bonkers. Yeah, in Commander, that could potentially be very, very strong. Mechanical Glider here, which we've seen before. An Ostrich Horse, which is a bird horse. When it enters, mill 3 cards. Then you may put a land card from among them into your hand if you don't put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Righteous? I don't know how to pronounce that word either. Audience, you can tap it for green, and then if you control a creature with 4 or greater, tap it for 2 instead. Sabertooth Moose Lion. It's just an elk count, and then it's got Reach, and then Forest Cycling 2, and then Seismic Tutelage. This one here is great. I love the way that they depicted Toph being blind and how she sees with the seismic stuff here. Enchant creature. When this aura enters, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it. Turtle Duck, which was seen before, I think. Pay 3, and then until end of turn, this creature gains power, base power 4, and gains trample. And then finally, the Thriving Grove there. So I'd love to hear from you guys as to what you think. There is a lot of cards here, so hopefully you got through it. I've been trying to wrestle around making sure the kids are behaving while I'm trying to do this. Hopefully we can hit 25,000 subscribers by very soon, hopefully. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.